Good morning, students. Hope you're doing well in your studies and understanding whatever is done in every single subject. Today, I have I will be covering your next topic, which is psychology as a discipline, psychology as a natural science, and psychology as a social science. Now, we have been reading, we have been studying till now that psychology is the study of behavior, experiences, and mental processes. But before it was said that psychology is the study of behavior, experiences, and mental process, the definition of psychology were rejected on the three other notions. Before it was said that psychology is the study of human behavior, experiences, and mental processes. The first concept on which it was rejected was the mind. Second was the consciousness. Now, why they were rejected? They were rejected because we cannot study mind, we cannot study consciousness. Why we can't study mind and consciousness is because it's an internal process. And the third notion on which it was rejected was the soul. So it was rejected on three notions before psychology was called as the study of human behavior, experiences, and mental processes. They were rejected on the three notions, which were psychology as a study of soul, psychology as a study of mind, and study psychology as a study of consciousness. But these three were rejected because of the notion that they can't be studied directly. We cannot study mind directly, we cannot study soul directly, we cannot study consciousness directly. Because we cannot study them directly, therefore they were rejected. And then it was said that psychology is a study of human behavior, experiences, and mental processes. We can study human behavior directly, we can study someone's motivation, we can study someone's intelligence, we can study someone's personality, we can study someone's aptitude. So because we can study, and it's a direct approach where the human behavior can be directly studied on these different parameters. Therefore, that is why psychology at the end was called as a discipline where the behavior, the experiences, and mental processes can be studied on a larger scale. Now, psychology as a discipline also try to understand and explain how mind works and how different mental processes result in different behavior. um, how do I understand things? The information is processed in the brain, and because the information is processed in the brain, we try to understand things. Now, for example, if I give a question in the class to be solved, now how quickly, how accurately, how much less time a person takes, I would say he's intelligent on that particular question. So how does our mind works, how does our different mental processing, information processing takes place? They result in our behavior. मैं कैसे सोचता हूँ, how do I think, how do I how does my information processes, how quickly do I understand things? It influences our behavior. Now, the first psychology lab was opened in 1879 in Leipzig. It's a very important construct to know. Now, psychology as a discipline studies physical and biological sciences on the one hand, and studies social and cultural sciences on the other hand. Now, what do you understand when we say physical and biological science? Now, for example, our behavior influences our biological aspects. For example, if I'm sitting in an examination room, I'm given a question paper. After seeing a question paper, there can be two possibilities. One is that I understand and I know all the question paper, all the question paper, or or the second option can be that I might know some questions, and I might don't know some questions, and the possibility is that if I don't know all the answers, I might fail, or I might score less. So my biological, I might start sweating, I might start thinking negatively, so what is happening over here is, because of that particular thing, our biological aspects, they come up, and it influences our behavior. Or for example, you are sitting in an examination room, and it's a month of June, and all of a sudden light goes off, and the ACs are off, the fans are off, and you start sweating, and it influences our behavior of appearing, or writing answers in the during the examination time. So it does influences our behavior. Second is that psychology it studies the social and the cultural sciences, the society, the culture, the the culture, or the what you called, the society I'm from, what kind of traditions do I follow, what kind of societal norms do I follow, is all about, and it does influences our behavior. The society we are from, the culture we are from, it influences our behavior. Now for example, we cross gurdwara, we cross mandir, we cross masjid, and we bow our head, when we go through these places. But people like from western countries, goras, they don't do it, because their society, their culture does not teach them that. So our society, whatever they teach us, it influences our behavior. Second part is psychology as a natural science. Yes, psychology is a natural science in which we use scientific methods to study the behavior. We can't just predict, we can't just assume someone's behavior. We only understand and interpret the behavior of a person on the basis of a scientific research. And you will be studying these scientific processes, scientific methods in your second chapter as well. So psychology as a natural science uses scientific method to study the psychological phenomena. Now when I say psychological phenomena, it means that if I want to study someone's motivational level, I'll be studying in a scientific way. If I want to study someone's intelligence level, I would do it in a scientific way. If I want to study someone's personality or aptitude or anything which is related to behavior, I will be studying not just as a study, but I will be studying in a scientific way, so that I try to understand, not only I try to understand, but also the person whose behavior I'm trying to study, he or she does also tries to understand who he or she is. And the third one is psychology as a social science. Under social science, yes, every particular person, grows up, grooms up in a specific society that a person lives in. Now, for example, in a book there is an example of two girls who have been brought up in different cultural, have various cultural barriers. They both are being groomed up and brought up in a different cultural families, but what happens at the end is that they stood up for each other, and in this we can say that yes, the behavior of both the girls has been similar, irrespective of what society, cultural, backgrounds they are from. So the psychology, the behavior of a person is influenced sometimes by the society we are from, but again it depends upon the individual, how do we take over that. So students, today I have done psychology as a discipline, psychology as a natural science, psychology as a social science, which is given in the book, and I've covered the three aspects today. So make sure you read it nicely, you read it carefully, and if you don't understand anything, come back to me. Thank you.